Astrological New Year and Spring Equinox, the new moon and the start of Aries. Eosta and Ostara is upon us and has begun. A new journey begins, pioneers. A journey of passionate love or hate. The beginning of major change. Collective and personal. The bridge between the old you and the new you. The next stage of our evolution always starts with a collapse of the old, so that we can build a new us. The new moon is where it all begins. We are entering into a cosmic womb, journeying through this eclipse portal coming up, only to exit out of and another. During this time, many events will take place to distract us, a chain of events that will bring people together and tear others apart. Only when we exist in ourselves and go within will we see the true path that lies before us. This is, however, the perfect time to be alive and to plant seeds to eat fruit in the future and set intentions and be careful with our words and our mind. The universe is listening to our every thought and watching our every action. It's best to make plans for ourselves and build a future right now, today, and be constructive in our own ways. The Equinox gateway is now open, pioneers. Do you hear me? Transformation is on the horizon. The Equinox gateway is open and bringing in a final deep cleaning before we are born anew once more. It is a time to release the negativity, the stubbornness, the obstacles that block our way, that keep us from becoming new again. The Equinox represents a marker in our souls and our evolution. Now is the time to bask in our essence and in our soul and learn about our higher self. Because remember, pioneers, I've always told you there's levels to this game of life. Prioritize your soul's revival right now. Call back all parts of you across time and space using techniques like tapping into the Akashic records and healing thyself and clearing up your time and being free. Staying out of the WAP videos, TikTok, sporting events, and the news. This energy that is upon us is bringing forth a massive change and opportunity to heal, release, and clear, and spring forward. So welcome back to another episode of the Daily Candle Close News, where we program divergence and glitches and deprogram the masses. Sending you all much love and high vibrations out to wherever you are. It is 3:21, 3:2:1, go. Let's go. Very famous. Predictably, preemptively programmed into our lives for decades. A very important day that, we could see some important news or scripted events go on the world stage. We had our former orange guy come out and say that he could get arrested on this day. And if we were to take this day back to the day his Mar-a-Lago retreat was raided, we see that it would have been on 8/8, and today's the Astrological New Year. The circle of life in astrology begins again, giving us a 223 connection and an 88 connection yesterday, the start of the Astrological New Year, today being the first full day of the Astrological New Year. We typically celebrate it on the following day. So today, March 21st, also being the new moon and the start of Aries. Okay, so very important, which we know represents the god of war. So we know if we date it back to today and we include the end date today, it'd be 32 weeks and 2 days, giving us that 322 and the 223 year. So he come out and said that he could get arrested this day. So very important to see if we can see some scripted events take place. But we'll date this back to the Shemitah and Rosh Hashanah last year, like we had it. So very important. We'll talk about this, but today being 3/21, March 21st, 3/2/1 go. Internationally written 21/3, just a mix-up or anagram for 123. Okay, so very important. Being the 80th day of the year, all this is going to make sense later in the video. But let's talk about this number 123, tying us back into the circle of life. It's so very important because it's going to tie us back into the Ouroboros, giving us that 123, 123 go. Okay, and we know that is right here, the ancient symbol depicting the serpent or dragon eating its own tail, representing life, death, rebirth, the infinity symbol that we see in the world. Okay, so very important. We know that yesterday started the astrological new year. This is a sideways 8. Astrological new year gave us 88 in numerology. Today added up to 80, dropped to 0. That's showing us the 3 8s, representing love, the angel number, abundance, growth, prosperity, etc. So very important. Okay, preparing to enter your life of love and feeling. And this is a message that the person you're with is the one who deserves to share your life with. The cat, my son in the room, so very important. You know, right now that's who I need to be with. So very important. Just whoever's in your life, pay attention to right now. The astrological new year as we begin our new journey. So the Ouroboros tying us in here to mankind, also giving us this 123. Ooh. All of us, woman, male, whatever. 123, mankind, tying us in to this. So very important. A lot of you may think that this is just conspiracy, but it's really not. Everything is math. Okay, so remember that. And this is all tying us into who we are. Genesis 1:26-27 tells us we were made in the image of the Elohim, being Hebrew for gods, plural, meaning more than one. Okay, so very important. So that's going to tie us into who we are, the Christ body, giving us that same 123. So today being a very, very important day to pay attention to. The astrological new year and the start of Ostara, and the spring equinox. Okay, so the first full day, starting Aries and the new moon, where we tend to see bullish energy in the markets, and we'll get into that in a minute, and the start of Aries. So we'll make some more further connections to this in just a minute. But we also know that Yale University is 321 years old this year, so very important. And we know that at Yale University they have the fraternity of brotherhood called the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death. And one more connection to this 123, we get that in the Order, another name for the Brotherhood of Death. So very important to pay attention to anything that may happen on the world stage. But as I said, this was all really about the start of the astrological new year, and astrology gives us 132, which is an anagram or a mix-up for 123 or 321. Okay, so very important. And it is also tying us into Aries, which is the god of war, giving us that 132 as well. So the start of Aries and the new astrological new year, the first zodiac sign. So very important. Just want to come out and show you some important connections. And remember, this is the 21st. We tend to see a microstructure reset, recycle in the market around the 21st and the 22nd. So leading into tomorrow, 322 in the 223 year. Drop the zero on the rules of numerology because it has no value. It is the cosmic womb. It gives birth to all other numbers. That is it. So 0 being nothing, 9 being everything, completion, spatial infinity. Okay, so very important. 10 just being the binary code and resetting and restarting the number sequence all over again, with 11 being a reset. Genesis 1 or New Year's, January 1st. So very important. But we know the real New Year's was yesterday, which was Ostara, the spring equinox. So very important. And alright, so let's get deeper into this decode and look at the markets real quick, because we've been in an uptrend leading into the new moon, and our vernal equinox, our spring equinox, bringing bullish energy on the 20th yesterday, and then our new moon coming in today. So very important, seeing this bullish energy not only in Bitcoin but some other cryptocurrencies as well, like XRP just blasting off from, late last night, right before midnight, and then early hours this morning, just eliminating some of our exit ranges already. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 of them. So very important. Had 3 limit orders trigger this morning from 8 a.m. till 10 o'clock. So very important. Noon. So already getting ready to possibly head up to this 51 cent range. So something we've been preparing all of our pioneers for let's look at this on a macro view so we can see, for well over from May. Okay, so from May, because we've hit these ranges before, we've had these drawn out for a while, all the way up until now. So May to March, you guys, almost a full year in a sideways consolidation, pretty choppy range, but we know XRP shoots up and comes back down. We've talked about this, but breaking out of this descending wedge, which has a 68% chance of a breakout, and just blasting through these ranges. There's a lot of FUD and narrative going around about settlement around the SEC lawsuit, which was just a kangaroo-ass show to bring in, regulatory clarity to the market and set forth case law, something we've shared with you for 2 years now. This has everything to do with astrology, gematria, numerology, and technical analysis. Remember that. So don't get lost in the distractions and the FUD, okay? So buy the rumors, sell the news. Remember that. And you can become profitable, not financial advice. This is just me documenting my journey into the digital decade and the new quantum financial system, because I believe that what you believe in your hearts and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality, and what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset, and what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious reaction. And now everything I do is unconscious to me, or I'm conscious to everything I do, and I try to make it guideful, helpful, nurturing to others. So just pay attention, build a craft and skill, and you can succeed, because this is a place where I want pioneers and wolves and divergence and glitches to feed one another, and that's just simply my goal here. So don't get lost in the SEC nonsense or anything on crypto Twitter or what any other YouTuber's saying that we're going to $10 or $5.89 or whatever. Set an exit strategy, execute it, and then reaccumulate. Not financial advice. We teach this. So just seeing a lot of bullish price action in the market today, but Bitcoin in this uptrending you know, pattern right here is kind of something that we need to discuss and talk about. So let's do that. We're on the 2 hour time frame, and I just again want to thank everybody for coming out. And kick back, relax. We'll just make this a quick video. We'll jump straight into the market though and talk about this pump that we've seen. We've seen 42%, I guess, plus or minus. Let's see, I don't want to be wrong. So yeah, about 46% now, 45%, not surprising. Bitcoin equals 45 in numerology. So we've seen this pump to the upside that since we've closed our CME gap. And one thing to notice is we've set already, a couple more kind of gaps right here in price action to the upside that could be filled later. So we'll have to pay attention to that. A smaller gap right here, but we closed our initial CME gap, and we've had a 45% pump to the upside since. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, over the last roughly 10 plus or minus days, so we've been in this parabolic move to the upside, a kind of 1 2 3 4 5 Elliott wave pattern. This 4-3 wave had a ABC corrective with a 1 2 3 4 5 wave inside this 5 wave that's just led into this rising wedge channel, which tends to have a 68% chance of a breakdown. So we need to pay attention to this. We could come back down to this 223 or this 322 exponential moving average, this golden pocket, this 0.1, this 88 fib of these retracement ranges of the Fibonacci extension pool from our previous high right before 223, February 23rd. So remember that in our sell-off. Okay, so a huge possible bull trap coming in now that we've hit almost the 1618 and got above 28k, but we're holding structure right now. 28k 2-hour closes, very important. So we could pump up to this 1618, which is to the top side of this rising wedge. Okay, so remember that before we keel over. All right, the RSI, it's still in a, we'll just extend this. This RSI is still in a bearish divergence, while the price action is performing a bullish pattern that is very bearish, pioneers. Okay, so let's remember this. Okay, a lot of people are saying CZ's pumping Bitcoin. What? Well, you know what? If that is true, which I believe is just a distraction and nonsense, but I didn't buy my Bitcoin to lose money. So anyway, this is a rising wedge, 68% chance of a breakdown, and everybody's expecting that and waiting on that. So remember that we could continue to pump up. Bitcoin does that. So people want to continue to add to their positions. Okay, people miss this opportunity that we prepared you for multiple times in Thursday night hangouts with the Waters community and Wolfpack, or on the Daily Candle Close News where we shared those videos, or the RC3 more 3-hour and 18-minute interview on 318. Not planned, just how the source code works out. But be prepared, take advantage, you guys. Don't follow the hype, the narratives. Okay, so eventually everybody's going to want to get in because they missed the move. Okay, because they didn't buy to get ready for the breakout, the bear trap. Okay, sell the bull traps, buy the bear traps. Not financial advice. Okay, so the best entry is going to be about, honestly, if we just completely fall all the way back down to this 22,300 as we get ready to head into 322 and the 223 year tomorrow. Who knows what could happen? We could just see a scripted liquidation sell-off in the market, because don't forget, Jerome Powell and the Fed are meeting today and tomorrow. Why are they meeting on 321 go and 322 in the skull and bones year? Come on, you guys. Why are they meeting on these 2 dates? We know they tend to bring a microstructure reset, recycle in the markets around these days. And we'll talk about this Fed meeting in just a minute, but the fear and greed index for Bitcoin is getting very greedy. And we do not buy greed, we buy blood in the streets, okay? Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Not financial advice. Just showing you what we do to succeed in our, you know, financial stability, okay? Because that's all you can have. The financial freedom lie is just what it is, a lie. So let's get back to the charts. Anyways, everybody's waiting to get in. The same thing, a sell-off to reaccumulate, okay? So, because they missed out, all right? Or they're buying the top right now because they're fear of missing out. One of the two. And about to get wrecked. So, remember, right now, it's Bitcoin season, okay? Bitcoin dominance is probably pumping through the roof. Let's look at it. Euphoric. I mean, from its lows now, up a total of roughly 46% as well. So not surprising, 45-46%. So Bitcoin dominance. This is not a Bitcoin dominance chart. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. Yeah, just wow, just completely going through the roof, you guys. Back up to around 47. Satoshi Nakamoto is currently 47 years old. Not surprising to see it getting back into our long-term. You know, we were in this kind of bear flag type pattern, you know, parallel channel. So we're back into it, broke through the top, retesting the heart line. So Bitcoin dominance can continue. This was kind of like a horizontal trading range. It wasn't quite horizontal. So, you know, we can kind of draw it like that, be conservative, or we can play it towards the tops and still have a little bit room to go. Who knows? But the Bitcoin dominance is through the charts right now. So we got to pay attention. It's Bitcoin season right now. But after a almost year-long bottom structure, again, not surprising, okay? So anything can happen today and tomorrow in the markets, and that's what I want to talk about. Pumping above our previous liquidity ranges, not surprising, very extended above these exponential moving averages of 322 and 223 on the daily. But on the daily, this is the first time we've really been above them with multiple daily closes in quite some time, okay? So probably reaching towards this possible $33,000 to $32,200 range, okay? Could hit that tomorrow on 322. Very scripted, mathematically playing out to the code. But our next real liquidity range is going to be roughly that $32,000 to $37,000 range that we would like to start seeing daily candle closes back in, or at least this 28 to 31, 32, 321, you know, range as well. Just start closing multiple daily candle closes. This was a small liquidity range. Didn't have a lot of structure right here. So we'll have to just pay attention to what's going on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. Alright, so alright, let's go back to the 2-hour time frame and continue to talk about this, because it's important. This pattern we're in, you know, after this impulsive wave, we tend to get a corrective wave, you guys. That's just how the markets work. And again, we've got the recent Fed hike coming up. This is a variable we don't know. We can deal with 25 basis points, yes, okay, but if we see a pause, no rate hike, this market can take off, okay? I mean, just continue to rip and roar. But if we see a 50, 75% or basis point hike, then you know, that could really bring the markets down. The Fed's already talking about how the economy's not really where they expected it to be. This fool you see on the screen, you know, this puppet, he's just completely getting ready to destroy the economy. We see the bank collapses last week on 3/10, which was the 3-year anniversary of our last day of normality since the bear flu crisis that shut the world down. Banks started shutting down that day. So we see just turmoil in the markets, getting ready to see just possibly some scripted event take place that we've been preparing you for, that will get ready to usher us into the new monetary system like 1971 and the Nixon shock. So let's pay attention to what happens today and tomorrow, okay? So let's look at some more charts right here. The weekly time frame getting back up towards this trend line that we've been below for quite some time. We want to start closing weeklies above this. We've been talking about this, okay? So all right, let's move on from there and talk about the daily time frame. We've kind of been in this upward rising wedge parallel channel again, starting to get a breakout to the upside. What I am going to do is move this down now since we closed the CME gap. We don't have a lot of closes to confirm that this is a bottom, but we did close the gap, so that's why I'm going to move it down, because I get a lot of confirmation on this heart line right here. So on the daily, this is something I've been sharing with my pioneers. So what we'll do right now is go to settings, extend this not left line, but why is it in back? Why is it this? Okay, so we'll extend the left line and make it go right. I don't understand that, why it's backwards right there, but you see it. We had to extend the left line to make it go right. I guess there's just a glitch right now, but this is something I've been sharing with you. We'd like to see continue to hold structure, daily candle closes above this right here. Again, moon patterns, vernal equinox tend to be bullish before we get a corrective wave. So remember that we could come back and retest this heart line, these exponential movement averages 223, 322, who knows. So the Bollinger Bands right now, we could come back and retest the median right there around this range over time. These are probably going to continue to move up. They're sloping upwards. That's a good sign, versus when they are all sloping down. So very important. So we want to start to see daily candle closes and confirmation of the upside above this top side Bollinger Band. That's bullish, but this is kind of getting overheated. RSI again on the daily time frame, it's still setting a bearish divergence over time while we get a bullish price action. So a pullback is healthy and necessary and hidden in the RSI, okay? So remember that. All right, volume, price, velocity range, the VPVR is sitting right there at around, yeah, I mean that's probably why we closed on the daily time frame. When we look at it, that's a good indicator of why we came back and reclosed the CME gap. Had a lot of buy volume and pressure in the markets right there, so not surprising to see that. Exponential moving averages all are in a uptrend, very important. Yeah, everything looks like it's in full open alligator mouth, pretty much all the way, almost all the way. So this could continue for a little bit, you guys, pushing up towards that 322 or $30,022 or something like that, very scripted tomorrow. 322 Skull and Bones, Yale's about to enter their 322nd year anniversary, so very important, okay? So not surprising. So something I've just been sharing with you on this daily time frame is this potential continuation to the upside. Congratulations to anybody that were able to buy this dip and be up, roughly 45% already, or buy these lows and dollar cost average in over the last almost year. Congratulations to start being able to get ready to de-risk, but the bulls have to continue to come in for this upside continuation to take place, or we're just going to get a bull trap and come back down. So remember that. So Bitcoin daily chart pretty much bullish. Short term price action could be bearish. Okay, so we'll start to move on to the before we do that, we did say people were wanting to jump in, because they might miss it and they could want to come in and buy the move. So let's just draw a few trend lines and horizontal ranges for potential, and we'll do that on this chart, for potential areas to possibly reaccumulate. Right there at the 55 exponential moving average. That's going to be important. We could come back to around 27,000, retest that, because this does have a 68% chance of a breakdown. Yeah, and we could come back close to this golden pocket. So we'll just draw a, kind of like a rectangle from about the 0.1 all the way down to around 24k, the 702, close to that, because we would still, we'd like to still set a higher low than this low right here, to be quite frank. So we'll move that up just a little bit. So I'd like to hold the 888 for sure, which is around the 322 and the 223 exponential moving averages. And of course, these are lagging indicators and they could move up over time. Hold support of the 89 or the 111, very scripted, symbolic number to the occult as well. So right there at around 26k, just all potential opportunities to accumulate. Again, not financial advice, so remember that. Boom boom. So we talked about a lot today, you guys. Little reason why we're seeing this, a potential pullback, 3 2 1 go, why we could see a important narrative on the world stage, because we've just entered Aries, the start of the astrological New Year's, Ostara, the spring equinox, the new moon, bringing this bullish energy in the markets. We tend to talk about this, but the 21st, 22nd, which is today and tomorrow, tends to bring a microstructure reset, recycle in the markets. So, of course, the god of war could bring destruction. Tomorrow on Wednesday, Miércoles, the god of commerce and finance, the fiat monetary system we run. So pay attention to a Wednesday 322 scripted events in the markets, the world news, around anything that could just be a distraction from you taking advantage, an opportunity to better your life, okay, to be financially successful, okay. So very important. I think that's it, you guys. We've talked about a lot of things and why today is what it is and why we're seeing it, and it's leading into a very important day tomorrow, which is 322, the 81st day of the year in the 223 year. So I'll be going and doing a couple events tomorrow with a few other communities on YouTube and in a private Discord with the Waters community from the Waters Wolfpack, and those will all be posted later, or you can catch the YouTube live event if you catch us on the Ronin Experience. I'm not sure if that's where it's going to be at, to be honest. Maybe I can find out the details, leave it on my timeline on Facebook, and catch you all pioneers there. But with all that being said, we're gonna sign off of this one. Take care and God bless. Pioneers rise, build your fortress and build your legacy. Let the beginning of this new astrological year be a beginning to reach your higher self and build your fortress and build your legacy. Pioneers rise. We'll see you in the next one.